and we are going to be doing another attempt at voice acting through all of the unspoken lines of Disco Elysium, the phenomenal and hilarious RPG. The character that we play in this RPG is an utter asshole, so please do forgive me if you dislike the entity or the person that is being played. Um, he is the person a total. Oh, let's mute that. He is a total dick. Um, let me know how the audio balance is. I've turned the volume down on the game a bit because it was apparently too loud last time and was drowning things out. But I might need to go back and turn the volume up a bit again. So please feel free to jump into the chat as soon as I figure out where my chat is. As soon as I figure out where my chat. There we go. And let's mute that. Oh yeah. Time to load game and continue playing from that last autosave. Good-o. Short on money, equip a plastic bag, collect bottles, and sell them at Fritte. Or Frit? The, ethnicities of this city are all over the place, but I think that's intentional. Revachol is a massive melting pot. This is where we were, dealing with a dead body and investigating it, see what we can find out. Okay. The Hanged Man. The man before you is naked but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. On his chest, a fading web of tattoos. The cargo belt used to hang him from the tree looks reinforced. I will inspect the boots. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Inland Empire, easy, success, delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. What kind of boots are these? They're armor, not boots. With his notebook under his arm, the lieutenant crouches to inspect the soles. Technically speaking, these are sabatons. Okay then, what kind of armor is this? Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Where? Under the heel. Fairweather. He turns the boot slightly. Fairweather model T500/VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals? He nods. Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. New task. Where is the rest of the armor? We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. He nods towards Kuno, who's eyeing you suspiciously. This is one thing he might actually know. Maybe he was just wearing the boots and there's no rest of the armor. Understood. The Hanged Man. The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic. I knock on the boot. A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Sounds fragile. It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. He points to the boots. See? Faint organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them all together. Inland Empire, medium success, like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly. The material looks out of place here. It is. It's expensive. The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation of the ceramic with his index finger. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. How much are we talking about? For a full set, about 4 years of wages. That's a lot, I take it. A wage is regrettably small, but for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot. How could this man afford such expensive hardware? That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company, but that's just hearsay. Initial report? Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on matinees. I'm sure you did the same. Medium empathy, medium success. He's not actually sure of that. He's just being tactful. These look pretty advanced for a security guard. I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford. I'm gonna try and pull the boot off. Inland Empire, medium success. This feels dangerous, are you sure? I grab the boot under my arm. The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above. Stop! The lieutenant's voice is sharp. He looks at you, with the boot under your arm. Pig's gonna pull his head off! Oh, good old Kuno. Kuno-S. Brutal! Lieutenant, you seem distressed. Why? You're about to pull his head off. Do it, homo! I'm not a homo! Stop excessing about your sexuality, officer. You're about to seriously compromise the coroner's case. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging from the boot? We've got these boots would go super well with my bell-bottom pants. This is advanced technology. We should conduct research into their weaknesses. Are we not detectives? There might be clues inside the boot. You said they're expensive. I thought I could pawn these and earn some lucre. I'm sorry, I didn't even want to take them off. I just thought I should try. Are we not detectives? There may be clues inside the boot. And maybe we should concentrate on what's outside the boot and leave what's inside to the boys at processing. Just this once? Besides, he taps on the boot. There is no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into these boots. They're fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet? Interfacing, easy success. You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. Steal a dead man? Sounds like a plan. Except, new task, getting the hanged man's boots. Interfacing, the anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice and cracky. What's gonna happen to these boots then? Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing, but we must pick our fights. He looked toward the boots. Shall we continue? Back off and look at the corpse. I inspect the belt. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. What kind of rope is this? Industrial strength, the kind used for tying cargo to lorries. Inland Empire, challenging success. Like in a circus, when the circus leaves town and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen. Like in a circus for transporting black-spotted giraffes? He considers it. No, more like in a harbor, like the one just east of here. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. They sure wanted him to stay there. The polyester seems strong. It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced. He rises to inspect the noose. See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see the rabbits for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I assumed. We're assuming the dockwalkers from the harbor did it? I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes, motivated by the ongoing strike. He politely raises an eyebrow. You? Hello, Ruxan. Yes, it is that guy. How's the audio balance going? Can you hear the sound from the game okay? Is my voice too loud in comparison to that? Just, if you're in the chat, just let me know how that's going. Inland Empire, medium success. No, you feel like it was something else. But what? I feel like it was something else. Yes. He covers his nose. It often is. This belt worries me. How did they even get him up there? A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. He points to the buckle tying the belt to the branch above. I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt. Buckle closes. He makes a pulling motion. That's what I would do. Seems easier than climbing up there. Back off and look at the corpse. I look him in the eye. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. These eyes used to be blue, baby blue. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. Inland Empire. Let's do that test. Tell me, who are you, dead man? I'm gone. Where have you gone? Into the wide, pale yonder. Where is that? In the past, way out in the west. I can see you're gone, but who are you? I'm a joke. Look at me. There's nothing funny about you. There's nothing funny about jokes either. Who were you when you were alive? A killer, a motherfucker, and a killer. I have another question for you. What is happening? What do you mean? I'm talking to you. It's the power of your black, frothy liquid starts bubbling from his lips. Imagination. Horrific necktie. Yeah, man, don't be crazy. Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much. Why do I love asking questions so much? Because you're a caparoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions? Yeah, give me questions. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible? Because you have. Is my name Rooney? Fuck no. You don't know Rooney. Rooney is obviously not who I am. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry. I feel like I've been getting a lot of Harry lately. You might be onto something there. I hate you. You stink and you're boring. Do I remind you of someone? Oh, hanged man, you remind me of myself in the bathroom mirror. There you go. Look at that bright kid. We're birds of a feather, you and I. Soon you will be just like me. Just keep drinking and having a good time. It's a matter of weeks. Pain threshold. Easy. Success. Feeling nausea, vomiting, tenderness, or pain around the liver area? Tiny red lines on the skin above the waist level? More like days, Coppo. The clock is ticking. Your liver tells you so. Enough. Squint and take a step back. As you narrowed your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. Observe. The hanged man. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue, his fatted hands, thighs, and neck just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air. I'm squinting, Kim. Why am I doing it? How should I know why you're squinting, officer? Squint harder. His face and hands are pink, thighs too. The rest is greenish. Oh, he snorts. You're trying to assess lividity. Relax your eyes. The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marble veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh onto his boot. So, What do you think?
I think he's dead.
I agree.
Totally dead.
Totally dead.
This Buster's not coming back.
No, sirree. He shakes his head.
I don't know what to think. What do you think?
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck. He points to his fatted chin. The noose is acting like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypothesis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think.
Could it still be he was moved after death?
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first. Cover my nose. Haley, I will have a chat to Kuno and read some of his lines. God, he's a little shit. Fucking Kuno! Right. I will back off and catch my breath for a moment. Let's see if I've got anything new to say to Kuno.
Fuck, does Kuno care?
I want to discuss this body with you again, Kuno.
The fuck about it?
Where's the rest of his armor?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come?
Kuno's fuck gimp's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
A mutant?
Look at him, he points to the body. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. He drills his temples with his fingers in some strange, aggressive gesture. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
What do you mean, threw it away?
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. He performs a kickoff on the imaginary helmet. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
You threw it in the sea?
Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno, he repeats. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You want to fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the moustached union fuck. The jolly Troblador Troblador shit at the gates.
What do you mean, Troblador?
Yeah, fucking boots. You know, that jolly union cow fucker. Came around talking about cows or some shit. Came around pretending to be like he cares about cows. So yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here, pretending he likes cows, trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor. Go to the gates. Ask him yourself. Inland Empire, medium success. Yes, this Troblador has it.
You can feel it. More on this later. Right now, let's talk about something else.
You're testing Kuno's patience here. Get lost. Oh, Kuno S.
Okay, I'm off.
Kuno doesn't fucking care. Alright, let's get back to this fucking body.
So, how do we get him down?
He stops to think, then checks his notes. Are you sure we've finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's down. Step back and have another look first.
I have something I need to know, corpse man.
Of course, you have your questions, don't you? The power of your imagination is at your service. I've asked through all of those.
Yep, the preliminary examination is done. Let's get him down from there.
Task complete. Inspect victim's body. Level up. The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance, and even if we do, there's the question of cutting it.
Can't someone else do it?
Oh, God, I've migrated. I was doing an American accent before. I've migrated to fucking British. Oh, well. Someone else, he pauses. You mean like the police?
Yeah, exactly. Call the police.
Someone already did. Do you know who came? We did. Because we have made bad life decisions. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come help us. We have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down. Fast.
We could saw the branch.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yes, either one of us could do it. We could use the kid's ladder on the side of the tree.
I don't trust that ladder. The assailants didn't use it. It's rotten and less sturdy than it looks, and I don't see another good way up there. He looks around, then at you. Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this.
Why?
Clown cops climb tree, fall down, he says, furrowing his brow. Enraged cop assaults children after falling down tree. Cretin cop, they like that word, saws the branch he's sitting on, literally. Local children report corpse mutilation.
Fuck yeah, climb that shit, monkeys! See, you're only making them do these things less. Can you see into the future, Kim?
No, I do not see the future. I made those up using 2 decades in the Ravasholian police force as a reference point.
I'm not afraid of newspapers. We shouldn't be.
Oh no, he shakes his head slowly. We should be very afraid of newspapers, and the radio stations too. We should be very wary of enticing them in any way.
So we're just going to let those kids bully us into not doing our work?
What I'm proposing is, we save acrobatic tricks as a last resort, after we've tried everything else.
These have to be the most fucking boring mulkapat I've ever seen. Maybe we could shoot him down? Yeah!
The enthusiasm is unrestrained.
Bang bang time, pigs! Shoot his head off!
The lieutenant remains unaffected. How?
Just shoot the bell. The bullet will break it.
It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work. It will maybe cut one thread loose.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain the Kuno with some shit. They'll miss. The pigs will miss, Kuno.
Say nothing. Let him choose. Silence. With his elbows sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge into the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. Interfacing, medium, success, securing it in place. He then steps back and assumes the flutter-S position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches, his finger is on the trigger.
Shoot that motherfucker down. He's gonna fucking miss.
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant sits back and says to himself, God damn it. Hand-eye coordination, medium success. A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fallow test was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight. Empathy, medium success. He feels bad about it. About his eyes, mostly. Just having bad eyesight, probably from a young age. Whatever you do, do not console him.
Fucking idiot! Mulklapa asshole! Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
Try again, maybe? No, we're lucky as it is. We didn't break anything. The victim remains uncompromised. He looks around at the windows overlooking the yard. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. We don't want to do any favors with that.
What now?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance. Hand-eye coordination, medium success. You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
Can I have the gun? I should try.
As bad as it is, us shooting firearms like punks. He pauses, then shrugs and proceeds to load the pistolet. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it. The piece shines in his outstretched hand. Kuno asks,
They only have one gun!
Kuno,
that's the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen!
Take the gun.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banakapakia. Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth.
Feel the weight first. The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your finger fits right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger. Interfacing, medium success. You've held this, a P9 Armistice, before. At some point, it probably used to be your choice of firearm. It still feels comfortable, like you never laid it down.
What the fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth.
Point the gun at the belt. The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in the fucking mouth? She hisses. At least you won't miss.
Point the gun at Kuno-S. Nope, I'm gonna try and pull the trigger. Okay. Come on, come on. Success! Fucking got him down. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do the dance now. Do the dance now. Hand-eye coordination, challenging, success. The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slumped down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you. Inland Empire, easy success, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself. Who killed you? Hanged man. Communism. Damn it, communism! Continue. Reaction speed, easy success. It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. The hanged man, when the rigor in his muscles gives up and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench. Task complete, getting the body down. Level up again.
Who's laughing now, you little shit? Fuck you, cripple.
Despite her words, her tone seems celebratory. You've been policed. Aces high. The lieutenant raises his right hand, waiting for you to slap it. Interfacing, medium success. You could add an aces low to it if you like, by turning your back after the high and waiting for another. Okay, I'm gonna slap it and wait for an aces low. The high arrives with a sharp slap. As you turn around, there is a moment of doubt. It feels like that low ain't gonna connect. Interfacing. Chill, it's gonna connect. Thought gained. Aces low. But then it does, and with furious precision. The lieutenant is not one to leave an aces low hanging.
I knew you guys were f***s.
His voice is deeply approving.
Yeah, we're f***s. Got a problem with it.
Kuno cracks with laughter. Sounds like someone strangling a seagull. It's clear he enjoys himself.
I knew they suck each other off.
What now? New task. Perform field autopsy. We will perform a field autopsy to determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me. He needs to turn away from the corpse. Perception, smell. Slumped on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it. It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy. Wait, field autopsy? Yes, he covers his nose. The 4 phases of the murder scene. 1, investigation of the scene. I can't say I'm fully satisfied with that part. We should search for prints, maybe. He points to the spring mud around you. 2, initial examination of the victim. We were pretty good in our efforts, and the autopsy will provide another chance. 3, field autopsy. This will not be pleasant, or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
The fuck are they on about? Cop's gonna cut his shit up next?
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. The lieutenant stops. God, he stinks. Don't we have someone else for the autopsy? Like a doctor? No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from crime scene to autopsy to cleanup. We do it all. Honorary rank. An honor and a burden attached to your rank. Mine is lieutenant detective, unfortunately. I can't tell you how tired I am of this corpse. Oh, don't think I'm a detective. With shooting like that? Of course you are. Your station would not have assigned you to this case otherwise. All right, give him back the gun. New task, interview the union boss. In the meantime, we should try to interview Everett Clare, the leader of the union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. He points to the belt. The harbor is just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. New task, interview the Wild Pines rep. Or we could ask around for a representative of the logistics company. My initial information says the Wild Pines have sent some sort of strike negotiator to wrangle control back from Everett. Reaction speed, easy success. You could ask the gardener for directions. Is this the infamous list of initial interviews? Yes, he nods slowly. And those were interviewees. Let's go. Okay, let's have a look at the level up thing over here. I'm going to put another dot into perception so I can retry. Ooh, what's this? Yay, medicine! Come on. Ah! God damn. I'm just not passing that. What do we got here? The sound of melting snow is dripping off the roof. It's strange. I'm gonna put more into perception again. God, I just want to get through that fucking thing. Do I want? Accept changes and close. Come on. Yes, finally through. Pull the panels aside. There it is. You see a shabby little door. What's this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate. Heading on into the tool shed. A silver plate of bone yellow powder. Electrochemistry.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine.
The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. I wasn't thinking about it, I've heard amphetamines make you a really good detective. Are you a really good detective? No, I'm just a regular detective. Thank you very much. I wasn't thinking about taking it, I swear. I was just thinking about justice. Of course, detective. Swift justice. Don't worry, we don't have to investigate every trace of narcotics. The lieutenant points to the ladder in the corner. Yeah, swift, lightning-fast justice. Faster, harder, justice, dear. Thank you, electrochemistry. See that ladder there? There's probably another way into the industrial harbour, no? A secret path the local kids use. The poster says, get out of the way or get fucked up. Cured pig's head. It looks mummified. An empty tube of magnesosalm magnesium supplement. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is not a game of fully automated luxury gay space communism. 42, my good friend. Is that? I think it's my jacket. Oh, let's go around here. Item gained, postcard. Restoration pillars keep the ruins together. This doorway is going to collapse soon. Nose a fed. Got me some medicine. Policeman cloak. Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. Perception, sight, medium, success. When the wind ruffles the coat, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
You son of a gun! It's a cop's cloak!
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have the habit of being careless with your equipment. He judges the drop. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day. Savifier, go for the cloak. Jump over the edge. No. I panicked. I'm going to have to put some more points into Savifier and come back as I level and come back and try later. Holy wow, that's high. You'd have to be a total man to jump to this certain death. Right, can't do it right now. I'll make the jump next time. Yeah, not now. Come on, come on. Can I access this thing from here? No. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Inspector, asshole. Do-do-do-do-do. Where to? Okay, let's head down here. I guess we're going to have to go and try and get through Measurehead. The world's most confident racist. Yeah, bailing on the jump should be a losing morale thing rather than losing health. But I do like in the opening scene that you're so hungover that if you turn the light on, your health goes down. Ah, thank you for the good luck, Kagorik's laughter. I'm not certain who you are, but I do love the Harlequin reference there. I hope that that army gets a, like, thingamo of the, like an avatar of the laughing god at some point. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, I wish I could remember where to get the bag from. But not to worry. Actually, I haven't picked it up randomly, have I? No. No bags. Ah, the horns of Revachol. Oh, let's talk to this racist arsehole. I played through the very beginning of the game just to...
Welcome to Revachol.
Announces the rotund man. The remark isn't addressed to you. It's addressed to the lieutenant. Why are you addressing my partner
Don't
like
you
that?
welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago.
Hang on, I'm just gonna up the voiceover volume a bit.
Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
You tell him.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Limbo, what's going on here?
Come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Yeah, you fucking tell him, Kim. Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Fucking A, Kim. I've got your back.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lorryman spits. The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness. Now that that's settled, we have a couple of
Whatever
questions.
you say, officers.
He waits impassively, cigarette smouldering between his fingers. Perception, smell, medium success. He smells of heavy motor oils and his breath of high tar content cigarettes probably Astra Whites. I found this mug in the trash. Yours? He stares at the yellow man mug, then suddenly he explodes. Aha! Ha ha! Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. Haven't seen anything that funny in a while. Is this yours? Goddamn. He looks and wipes tears from his eyes. Thanks for that. But no, it's not mine. What are you hauling? Not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's sit and wait on your ass situation. Wait, how long has it been going on then? The strike? They've been at it for a while. A month, maybe 2 months, maybe. He gestures toward the lorries. But this here is just the last week or so. What kind of cargo are you supposed to pick up? Apples. Apples? Yeah, apples. I take it you had some other questions. Rhetoric, medium, failure. He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest. You were bested. Got a smoke? No. Electrochemistry, medium success. He's got a smoke right there, in his fucking hand. Snitch it out of his fat fingers. You need it after listening to his garbage. I'm gonna need the one you're smoking. Can't have it. Hand it over. I'm confiscating it as evidence. Evidence of what? I haven't done anything. He puts out his cigarette and flits the tiny stub towards the street. Cool. Rub your hands together. I changed my mind anyway. I bet. His cool gaze pierces deep with noxious effluence wafting in the surrounding air. Sorry I couldn't be of any help. He gives you an ambivalently half-mocking nod. What was that argument all about? It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. He spits on the ground. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge at all. You might want to change the topic, that is, bury your head under the sand like some common sheep. Oh, so you're just a racist. Makes sense. I'm not just a racist. Look, I've read books. He gestures with his cigarette for emphasis. His cigarette that he already threw away. The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people won't accept it. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. He glances at the lieutenant. So naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that. Yes, I can really tell you're a prime example of superior design. Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? Oh, sorry, he's a little bit French. Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? When the members of the superior race cease to believe in their intimate superiority, to stop competing for resources. Okay, and? This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kips are showing up good lately, some with mosquitoes, and the other intruder species too. He throws a sharp glance at Lieutenant Kitsuragi. They're one on the precipice of cultural victory. Right, I've already made up my mind. Want to hear it? Oh? The man seems mildly disappointed that you won't hear more of his lecture. Yeah, I'm not down with this. Why don't you go fuck yourself? Don't push your luck, runt. The man gives you a disgusted look, then turns his attention elsewhere, ignoring your presence. Into the shop. Do I have enough money to smoke cigarettes and satisfy my electrochemistry?
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
She returns to her magazine. Frit. Conceptualization. Easy success. What's that magazine she's reading? What magazine are you reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colourful photo of two girls
This is Pop
kissing.
Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Composure. Easy success. It also looks like it has some something called Police de la Mode featured on page 34. This speaks to you. Forget about all that. What's this fashion police feature?
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
Point to her hat. I bet your hat would... take the prize.
No. I don't like it. I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Let's proceed. I have some questions for you.
I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Can you tell me anything about the dead body? I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... Did you know the man who died? Not really? Not really. Does that mean you know him a little? No. I didn't know him at all. How long has he been there? I don't know. Really long? What do you think happened? I don't know. No need to worry. The lieutenant's voice is soothing and professional. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay? Okay. She scratches her nose. Thank you for your help. Uh-huh. She brushes a strand of her hair off her face and tries to return to her magazine. What do we have? Shimmering wall of vices. A colourful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles lines the shop wall, inviting you closer. Perception, sight, medium success. The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes, too, glitter in their wrapping. It's like looking into a kind of heaven. Your knees are weak. Electrochemistry, easy success. There, in that dark green glass, a world of ruby, all in vain. The great flowering river of warmth. Wine alcohol, beer alcohol, love alcohol. Say nothing, just take it in. The clerk sees you eyeing the goods behind the counter. I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health, she comments. But I guess you already knew that. Volition, medium success. Don't ask, don't look, don't do anything here. Just go away, get back to work. Electrochemistry, medium success. Know this, you will never finish your alcohol quest if you don't buy beautiful alcohol. Oh no. I don't have the money for smokes. I will have to keep scrounging around for spare change. Yellow roses, dozens of them. Tulips, too. A melancholy pop song plays on the radio. Knick-knack stand. You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf between a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Frit slogan on the back. Interfacing, medium, success. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over the display. What's that? Point to the raincoat. What is what? The girl leans over the counter to see what you're referring to. It's a raincoat? If you want to buy one, it's only 4 real. She taps on the glass counter. The raincoats patiently await purchase. No, I'm not going to try and steal a raincoat. It's only a 28% chance of success. The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says 1 bottle equals 10 cents. Da-da-da. Don't be afraid to say weird things. People are often more forgiving to persons of something. I think persons of insanity, more or less. We're all working stiffs here. You're fucking your own.
Bastards! We have a right to work!
The man yells toward the harbour gates. His voice is the loudest of the lot, and oddly screechy for a man of his size. What's going on here?
Stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everybody else
With
here.
us? Beat the honest worker down?
Why should I?
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
Okay, then I'm thinking
Good.
no.
We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work! Besides, We're not that different. It helps the people see us talking. Cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
I don't think I've chosen any sides yet.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the higher-ups, but you're essentially still workers. I don't trust cops, but I can see you understand the right to work. Right to work.
Regardless, I have some questions
Maybe you
for
should
you.
ask them the questions. Like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
He points with his finger to the man sitting on
So
the
do we,
railing.
scab.
The loitering man hollers in return. I actually need to speak with the union boss. Have fun, he snorts. No, it was New Yorkish. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're gonna let you through the gates. What do you want to meet that fat asshole? It's an official matter, not to be discussed with outsiders. Right to work! He again shakes his large fist, then turns back to you. Yeah, I'm no good with my American accents. New York. It's shameful, cops doing nothing. You should bring back up, open the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime. It's really not my area of expertise. We're not picking a side in this just yet, sir. Pity! He turns and bellows at the gates. Let us work! I'm just gonna leave now.
Scab?
Asks a man with jolly eyes, tilting his head. What exactly is a
kind
scab?
of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
You don't seem to like
Gotta
them
be bloody
much.
stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess, scared maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
To my two people watching, remember to hydrate. He looks at the mass, squinting his eyes as if he's trying to ascertain what they're scared of.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Have you tried talking to
We've
them?
explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
I'm not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
He chuckles, then realizes.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
Hey, you're the man in the boots at the gates. Kuno said you know about the armor. Heh, he smiles. The little boy did good on his promise. His promise? To get me in trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine. What happened? I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official union probe, you know. Track it down. See who took it. Did you? At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said it'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere. The cops in his pocket and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me in trouble. One bad move is all it takes. To probe into the armor. What did you learn? I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor. What else? Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. So Kuno used us to what? Scare you? It's a minor nuisance. It's all good. He contemplates taking a swig from his flask. Electrochemistry. Medium. Success. He thinks, not yet. Better get this business out of the way. Sweeter then. What sort of technical stuff? I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends in the library, he explains with a wry smile. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off. How does it come off? In parts, 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia. Hold up, 4 pieces. Helmet, cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about the leggings? Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. He gives you a jolly shrug. Forget about them. I did. I'm ambitious. I'm going to find all of it. All the pieces. All of it? The lieutenant raises his eyebrow. There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, but okay. Let's find all of it. Call me Manana. Says, a mess epic them, all across Martinez. He glances south where the canals run. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you. Thank you for your cooperation, sir. No problem. He finally takes a swig from the flask. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Manana. Thank him for showing me the way. Empathy, medium, success. He is sincerely grateful that he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now. I need to get past the gates to speak with your boss. Oh, good. What matters do you want to discuss with Everett? He might have information about... there's been talk of suspicious act... I can't disclose any details of an ongoing case. So mysterious, so intriguing. The man gives out a jolly chortle. Either way, the road in front of you is wide and open. Does it mean you can let me through the gate? I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a grantor of passage. He takes a swig and points up the stairs the flask. Says with his flask, the passage grants itself. That's simple. I just walk in. Aye. Walk straight past Measurehead and go in. Past Measurehead? Yeah. The 2.5 meter tall Seminese supremacist there? He points to the bridge above the gates. Walk right past him. Right. And then press the button to unlock the door. Aha. And then go past him again. Okay. And then you enter the harbor through the office. Esta. For some reason it doesn't seem like it's going to be quite that easy. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation. Or you could convert to his Seminese supremacist worldview, or... He strokes his moustache. Maybe it actually is completely impossible. Have any of the scabs tried converting to his worldview? Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition. Has anyone here ever bested him in a physical confrontation? Damn jerker-tookers! Not yet, no. He fixes his eyes on you, evaluating your prowess. Is incredibly strong. Got it. Another thing. I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it? Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out. He flips a coin towards you. Hand-eye coordination, medium 10. Try to catch it. Oh, yeah. The coin lands in your hand as if it has always belonged there. The swallow returns. Appreciated. Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment due to... He nods toward the protesters. You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still, better than scabbing, though. The Union has problems getting by? Nothing to worry about, really. The jam's a bit of a mess. Cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter, is all. Supplies should last the strike, though. Gotta spend money to make money. Aye, you lost me there, Honcho. But it's okay, as long as you're not a sorry-ass scab. He looks at them in disbelief. What's the strike about, anyway? You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss would be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first. Suggestion. Easy success. He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization. Nice to talk. Gotta get moving. got here? In case of strike, press button behind guard. A hermetically sealed door, locked by electronic means. There's no lockpicking or door kicking this one. Okay, time to talk to Measurehead.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
The young woman at the giant's side agrees. Authority, medium success. Don't say anything. Size him up first. Say nothing. Size him up first.
Admiring my morphophysiology?
A ripple of muscle passes underneath his skin. He lets you look.
It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Ham Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
Puff out my chest, still say
What
nothing.
is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
He looks down at you, taking stock of your physique. Endurance, medium, failure. Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathing is erratic. Your own heartbeat in your ears grows frantic and you feel your blood pressure rise.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman and your pedomorphic friend.
So racist.
This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger maternal instinct, but it is a liability here on Battlefield Martinez.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
My body is unimportant. I'm with the police and we need to get into the harbour.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al-Ghul.
His face contorts in disgust as if he were smelling a
You
dead rat.
reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
You're right, I'm an alcoholic. Now I need to enter the harbour.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Hey, I'm a proud member of the ham sandwich race. Authority, medium success. Show him the ham still got it. I am the police, and I need you to comply now.
Jerking motion. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft.
Yeah, I think the eugenics and the race theory might have been a mistake.
You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture.
Love frivolous pop
You
culture.
will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Interphasing, easy, success. There's a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbour. Come on, I just need you to move about 20 centimeters back.
It is my task to keep the degenerate runs from entering the yard.
Okay, gonna try and push him out of the way. Watch me get leveled.
Enough
Oh, wrong
with
one.
this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity.
Guess
by
we're talking more
inviting
about race.
Other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Seminite Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum.
Oh, how polite.
The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality called art, and your microcephalic skulls.
Isn't Everett the union boss, white? Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. He turns his eyes towards the harbor, seemingly bored with you. Authority, medium success. There must be some fiction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however. Yeah, but you still serve him. How does that factor into your life? Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront international capital, something your race nepotistic communists never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Communism is pretty cool. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order, individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases. Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? He leans closer. Degenerate youth culture, rock and roll music. I've gotten it from disco, actually. Offshoots of the Seminese people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race, but what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race. Okay, I'll ask. Who are the Seminese? The South Island race. Halpo Group A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descended from the uppercuts of ancient Perekenasis and arrived here 4,000 years ago, millennia before you. We are the future. That is all you need to know. So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to... Oh, fuck, I've gone American again. Why? No. Bleh. Right. So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol. I am descendant. The narrow streets of Ulbania are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminese women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fatum, waiting on Immaculate Conception from the Pale. So you did not come from the islands? No, he cranes his head. I have heard about it on the radio. So you're not really Seminese, you're just from Revachol. I'm from Huron, he changes tactics. And no, it's not just in Revachol. This city is central to the Seminese strategy. Spreading through its trade networks, our culture will dominate the world. Kim, what do you think about this? I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one. How do you know there will be a next racist? There always is. Race is reality, he nods approvingly. Know anything about this mug? Show him the mug. He does not so much glance at the object. Know anything about it? Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it. What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean? Racists are generally not very good examples of their race. He gestures towards the lorryman down the street. Perception, hearing. "Welcome to Revacol!" You hear him yell at a red-headed woman visiting the frit nearby. "I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt." "You're sure I'm not craniometrically superior to you? You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia and sexual inaccountability. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the dimple in your jaw makes you look like a baby. This is not craniometry. This is just an observation. What else? It is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al Ghul. From what remain of your features, I can see fleshy lips, baldness of the head, and long arms relative to lower limbs. This leads me to conclude, you are not a police officer. You are a common criminal, an offspring of murderers and sailors from Sula, Clef, and Vesper, and possibly even the degenerate sheep herders of Ubi. Interesting. So one of my ancestors was a Sula Clef and the other a Vesper? Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all Revacolians. Your parents and their parents made the decision to reproduce while under the influence of Al Ghul. That is the only reason you are here. Electrochemistry, medium, success. He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people are sober. Okay, watch me fail. I've got a 17% chance to actually successfully hit him. Uh-oh. Thank you congratulations on the Frenchani voice. Middle failure. How did this happen? Your little fist is a giant hand and he's squeezing it. It hurts. You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk. The pressure on your hand becomes unbearable. Say it. I am degenerate alcoholic. Perception, hearing, the crackle of bones inside. You can hear it. Fuck you! Your fist cracks in his hand like a ripe apple. Pain shoots up your brain as he's twisting more and more. The words to the song have changed. Let's get some help back. Changed. Say, I am a violent drunk. No, I won't fucking say anything. Physical instrument. Your hand twists in his grip and the pain blinds you. Still you press the words out of your swollen mouth. Good. He releases your hand. Now leave. Before you humiliate your homoerotic organization any further. Do I want to try and get by subscribing to his advanced race theory? Let's give it a shot. Oh no, I succeeded. Conceptualization, medium, success. Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is the core of this stuff. No, I don't want to do that. I'm backing out.
We still need to get into the harbor. There's an interview to conduct. There must be another way.
Yeah. Try the jump up there on the roof. It'll be worth it. Else there is little choice but to figure out a way to deal with the man. Composure. As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. Where's it coming from? From a distant sunset? A stage light? Flash photography? Nowhere in particular? It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit. Actually, now that I hear superstar and law official in a sentence, they do sound weird together. And yeah, that's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately. Composure. Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Bahai. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Lights, camera, action. Thought gained. Some kind of superstar. With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
I'd
Game
appreciate it if you didn't force us into situations where I may have to shoot random civilians, because that won't get us anywhere.
But he's the one trying to provoke me. And you're just going to let him manipulate you like that? He raises an eyebrow. Okay, was trying to assert my dominance over him. We're not here on some political quest, we're here to solve a crime. Don't make this situation any more volatile than it already is. But I was fighting bad, unsavory ideologies. I'm a hero. We're not here on some political quest, we're here to solve a crime. Don't make this situation any more volatile than it already is. I can't promise that. I might attack him again. The lieutenant groans, but doesn't say anything. Volition, easy, success. That's right, you should do it again. It's the last thing he'll be expecting. Have a look at his ideologies. So I've got my volumetric shit compressor all together. That's good and dandy. Some kind of superstar. Temporary research bonus, -2 logic, still seems unlikely. First, let's make this absolutely clear. No one is saying you're an actual superstar in the groupies and cocaine riddled with hepatitis C, strikes a lionesque pose with a mic kind of way. You're not Guillemin de la Million or Davy Jewis, no, you're a metaphorical superstar. You bring that rock and roll authenticity and fashion to a line of work where people don't expect or want to see it. Where, some would say, it doesn't belong. Law enforcement. Okay. I'll be able to internalize that later. The run toggle on this. There we go. Why won't you run better? Yeah, it's... There we go. Yeah, it seems to be 1 click for the run, 2 clicks for the walk. Oh, what's here? Goods for the lorry haphazardly litter the surroundings. Ooh, old men playing pool. Tire tracks leading to the roof. The slush and rain has almost washed them off. An ancient fountain. It doesn't pump water anymore. There's a tree in it.
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
He covers his mouth behind the
I'll
book.
be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Old Rene first.
What's that? Ah, there we go. The spirited chirps and clicks of swallows fills the air.
Have you no shame? Whining
man.
about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape?
Rene, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
This one's still chewing on his sandwich.
I am trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old, I can see that. We're both old. Now, stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
I do like that the language, the accents in Revachol are kind of mostly melting pot French. It makes me happy. Physical instrument, easy success. These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first, ask questions never. Shouldn't I ask what game it is first? No, you got this. There's a ball. You're the game. Okay, hand-eye coordination, medium 10. Grab a ball and show them how it's done. Oh yeah. You were immediately surprised by the wall's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work. Electrochemistry. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time has frozen. I feel the ball. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern to it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready. I take in the surroundings. A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball. There's time for a last glance inward. Who am I? An embodiment of pure emotion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency. The inertia can be tamed no more than a bullet leaving a gun. Let go. Be the bullet. Ha! Merde! The old soldier yells in an outrage. Bordel de merde! The hell is your problem? Not weak triceps, that's for sure. I don't care if you're a cop, you do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful. I'm sensing anger, and I don't understand why. You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with only 5 bulls. Pétanque? Yes, pétanque, the man says, raising his voice. You ruined our pétanque game. We want our boule back. Take it easy, René, the jolly one tries to defuse the situation. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done. Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. The heel of his cavalry boot slams into the ground. You owe us a goddamn boule. Okay, I will try and fix this. Accept the task. Good, he nods. Mistakes are forgiven when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now why did you approach us? You know anything about the man hanged in the backyard of Whirling in Rags? Unfortunately, I don't, he shrugs. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement, but this affair has passed me by completely. And most of the locals? In Martinez, the union is the law, so can you really blame them? But you don't have a problem with cops. Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have any problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets. So again, you don't know anything? If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I am an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me. Inland Empire, medium success. This is a man with a lot of past but little present, and almost no future. You seem to be playing in a crater. Yes, the man nods. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. Do you know what created it? I do, he nods, straightening his back. Fire from heavy artillery. Okay, it's a crater left by artillery fire, but why? Why what? Why was heavy artillery used? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. They use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Wait, who are the communards again? Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists. Call them what you like. They just choose the name to feel special. The carabiner frowns, senseless sentimentality. Did you use artillery fire against them? Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly, too valiantly. So valiantly, we got licked, he adds, squeezing the boule in his fist. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't, though. We lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough. Why shell them here in Martinique? Because this place is the damn beachhead, he says, pointing at the bay. Had to soften up the commies first. The beachhead? Yes, he nods, inspecting with some disdain. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Reverchol. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Reverchol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta. He points to the northeast. Deathblow. Sounds grim. This here is Blood Ground, where the Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, he says, looking down at the soil, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses. Blood Ground, the other one shakes his head. You got old Rene going there. Like he isn't angry enough already. Hold on. The Coalition? He grunts. Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs. But the enemy of my enemy and all that, they're the lesser evil. That explains all the war damage. Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on this city before they stormed it, and it worked, too. There is a strange gleam in his eyes. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. A dark shadow runs across his face, and now the Union Socialists are practically running the place. Gaston Martin. Well, it's your own damn fault, the jolly man remarks. You, we, the coalition, Reverchol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course, they still hold influence. René Anouar. You don't even begin to truly understand the players on the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... He stops mid-sentence and turns to you. What do you think? We've got That's How It Should Be, soft socialists paving the way for the hard-working class to take over. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame. This coalition seems quite capable, actually. Communists don't understand how money works. Let's go for... I want to see if I can get the communist ideas, encounter the concept. I know that this character will be an asshole either way. That's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for hard working class to take over. Preposterous. Surely you don't mean it. He frowns. I'm just sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those commie hyenas, boiling cats for food, and drinking my piss in the mountains. I would have preferred it if the Right Honourable King Gulliver returned to Reverchol, or even that damn clown Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, this was not the case. Empathy, success. This royal failure weighs heavily on him. Instead, all that is just, holy and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere, foreign influence peddling garbage, and stupid music on the radio. He sighs. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the rule of the suzerain with. Who was this Frissel? Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The carabiners failed him, and the crown. The old veteran falls silent and massages his chest. He died in the hands of the Holy Poly in a very public execution. He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting they left the king to the mob. You mentioned Guillaume? A true king in both blood and mind, led Reverchol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile. Exactly what is a suzerain? The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? He then slowly nods and says to himself, They've forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened, when we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire. Can I... Nope, I don't know what makes him so proud. He catches your glance and nods. is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in the service of Frizzell I, Guillemin le Lion, and the valiant King Philippe V before him. Gaston, don't you mean Frizzell the Fan? Rene, you do not speak his name, Craven. Although he was a clown, he adds. He turns back to you. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and mourn. There was something you missed. You'll get it. Don't worry. Nope. Just clicking through here. Doopy-doopy-doo. Yeah, I think that's because it's locked. I'll need to get skill points in composure to unlock that. Thank you for your time. Let's have a chat to this old chap.
Oh, I have really outdone myself. This is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's the little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Oh, hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day?
Tell me, what do you know about the dead man?
Let me think. He looks at the clouds wistfully. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week, but that's all I know.
Really? You know absolutely nothing?
No, officers, I'm sorry, and I really would like to assist, he adds, smiling apologetically. You are both good guys. I can see it.
Then help them, you wimp! Rene fills Rene's eyes.
You have plenty of shoulder with the gauche caviar in the Union. Someone must know something. I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. His cheeks turn red. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip. Everyone knows and respects that. Respects? The old carabineer just can't believe what he's hearing.
Sounds like you're holding back.
I'm not, he assures you. I'm not even anywhere.
Of course he's holding back. The carabineer crosses his arms. His mouth is so full of Union prick, he can't even speak properly.
Can at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? His eyes are furious. I'm not anyone important to the Union. I just know Everett.
And who is this Everett you know?
Everett Clare. Everyone in Martinique knows the Clare brothers, he says solemnly. I taught these boys human studies and history in the gymnasium.
What do you know about history? The carabineer slaps at Gaston. You never witnessed history, only heard about it years later when it had already moved on. You don't know history. The old soldier mumbles something under his breath and turns to face the sea. Perception, hearing.
The blind leading the blind doesn't even begin to describe it, is what he said.
Let's try not to get caught in the... Lieutenant lowers his voice. Crossfire. Esprit de corps. Medium, success. Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. The animosity is ancient. Are you a Union member?
Oh, his cheeks turn red again. In many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties, help with little things. Everett, Edgar, and the older Debradors all know me.
In many ways?
Oh, yes.
So you're not an actual member?
Not in the technical sense.
His eyes fix on the bulls in the crater.
I don't have a vote or a membership card, but Everett keeps me on the payroll, just for the little things.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of anything. I knew that. He frowns. He's weather vane, turns to wherever the wind blows and tries to look important. I hate the socialist rabble, he continues, but even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence, never committing to anything. Pick a damn side already. What are the little things you do for Everett?
Writing work, mostly, he smiles. Occasionally he needs something written, and I happen to have a way with words, people say.
What kind of things do you write for him?
Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers about Martinez and how things are and how they could be. Everett and I have these long talks where he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Thanks, that's all for now.
No, thank you, he nods, smiling wide, for being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time.
Is there anything else to ask about the Union? Nope, that's all for now. No, I'm not going to take the old man's sandwich. Huh. Okay, good to know that you can get opposing thoughts unlocked. There's something down there, apparently. The musty smell of potato cellar in spring emanates from the air vent. Enormous boule, worthy of a real man. Some great tectonic force has cracked the pavement like an eggshell. Maybe a sea monster did this to the plaza? Geez, thanks Inland Empire, real helpful. Mail collection box. This post-Leventure mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes on the front. Perception. Sight, medium, success. A faint sticker on the side reads RCM Emergencies Desk number 8102 with a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant. Good mail delivery box. Pat the box. The box seems happy. Perception, sight, easy, success. Eat shit, pig, fucked by the coon, and Saint G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and Bess set mailbox also. Been there, post-Leventure mail collection box. Been there. I'm gonna leave. I don't want to insult that poor delivery mailbox. There's a bag. I hear the distant squall of seabirds. What's this here? Yep, I'm gonna take that. Do. Splatter of bullet holes lines the wall. Esprit de corps. The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. I look closer first. The fading marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions, just chips in the sandstones.
Kim, look, bullet holes.
Where? He looks around, point at the chips in the wall.
Someone has been shot. We're cops. We should solve it.
There. He looks at the wall. Those are old.
What do you mean, old?
These bullets were fired during the Revolution, over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation. Okay, what can you tell me about the Revolution? Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go? I hope I can get that ball back. Coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible. I'm gonna look inside. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word "onk" written on the other side with N and C scribbled backwards. Shift my focus to the background. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appears. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church sits, lanky, weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross tipping its tower. Inland Empire, medium, success. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach. a small tent set up on the ice. Poor little viewer. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic. Vandalism. Probably some kids. The lieutenant inspects the rigged slot. A simple but clever solution to ruining a coin-operated viewer. It took ingenuity. The ad reads, "Broken window? Tibbs has windows." Let's take a look at this viewer. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna leave. So I need to... Where does it say how much money I have in this? Oh no! Thanks for hanging around, Lee. It was lovely to have you in chat. Hope you have yourself a nice day. I actually don't know where the money list is. Stuff it. Let's put 25 cents in. Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. Pull the handle and look inside. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape, like a ghost. I turn the knob to focus the vision. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet on in the bay. In the ruins is a man-made structure is visible, a half-sunken sea fort, its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it. Empathy, medium, success. Its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind. There are ruins of some kind of building there. Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out. The lieutenant takes off his glasses and cleans it. Hang in there, little one. The little brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind. To Capeside Apartments and to Roundabout North. Let's head up this way and see what we can see. What's this? The burb. A lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. What is this, and why can I speak to it? Backyard wall. This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. Let's see if I get my double six. No, I do not. I have no clue why I'm looking at it. It's just a wall. Shivers. So many walls all over Martinez. Weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling. What's going on with you?
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
Apparently, she doesn't like people standing behind her back.
Pigs come to take me out? Trying to snuff me out?
No, why would you even say that? Then why are you sneaking up on me like that? It's not a good idea to scare me, pig. Not a good idea at all. A garden hose. This won't be of use until the snow melts. A balcony with a view to the yard. And the hanging. You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer,
he says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. No trouble from me. I just want to know what's going on
here. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Actually, the gendarmerie really needs to talk to you.
Important?
He asks you, adjusting his shirt. Half light, Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks around the neighboring
All right,
windows.
but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Looks like you've got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging? I can tell you that you finally got him down, thank you. It was quite a disturbing sight, even by Martinez standards. What were you doing last Sunday? Oh, he waves lazily with his cigarette. You already asked me that, didn't you? Did you? Looks at Kim, smoker on the balcony. No, not you two, he gestures idly. Some muscular type. The lieutenant takes down his little blue notebook and writes something down. And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman? Last week? I don't know. Look. He looks around the courtyard again. Old patio chairs and dead houseplants litter the scene. You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday? I had friends over. What kind of friend? It was my Sunday friend. A Sunday friend? How interesting. Authority, medium, success. Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watch rugby and drink beer. What's your friend's real name? Did he see something? Smoker on the balcony. He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighbouring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette from all different angles. Can you tell me your name? My name? My name is Martin Martinez. Rhetoric failure. Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that. All right, we'll talk later. No, we won't. He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbering it out on the balcony. Oh, let's see if I can convince him. Convince him to stay. This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains. Hey, listen. I'm just trying to make things okay again. Can we meet again somewhere else? For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes, compassion and a hint of understanding. When he speaks again, his voice is soft and deliberate. I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for. With a flick of his wrist, he sends the cigarette sailing over the rail. But hold on, what's that for? For a split second his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign. Good luck with the investigation. He walks away. He's off on a wander. He's gone. The lieutenant puts away his notebook and turns to him. We should run after him, see where he went. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. So we just give up? He could be a witness, him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's been asking about our case. He did leave us a sign, did you see? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. The lieutenant nods towards a small rock on a soggy patch of grass. If we find our way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment. Great idea. Let's do that. Well, that would be the rock here. You were in the way. There we go. Stone. Stone like any other, lying in a wall of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it. Turn it over. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt. This must be the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments, and the man can be in any of them. How are we going to find the right one? We'll just have to go in and see. Put the stone back. Chairs and tables seen eaten by rain and rot. Another splattering of bullet holes in the wall. Just a closed door, but you look at it suspiciously. These barrels are half full of rainwater. Well, let's head into the apartments then. Open it up, open it up. You can take drugs to raise caps in certain things. That's nice. Thank you, game tip. Here we are. Oh, got something that can boost my logic when I need it. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. An old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. Apartment 12, a loud, rumbling snore comes from within. Oh yeah, alcohol. And magnesium. Moss crawls on those bathroom tiles. Actual moss. These shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. I am the ultimate hobo. This box is filled with cleaning chemicals. Smells of laundry detergent. Let's ask around in here first. Ooh, shoes. I do still only have one shoe. Oh, no, there's just money in shoes. Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall. Ooh, sounds demonic. Padlock door. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11. I examine the padlock. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corrupted. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Interfacing, better whip out those cutters, you won't get very far otherwise. Ah, okay, so with the tool not in hands. I'm not going to go randomly breaking into apartments while I've got my partner here. Locked door. You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. Perception, hearing. Sounded like a woman. A woman's shoes. Knock again. This time, the steps come closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice, wary and tense. This is the police. Open up. Do I have to open the door? You hear the clacking of heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge. Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant. Let's go, the lieutenant says. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment. Door number 9 is locked. Apartment number 8, their mailbox is overflowing.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
Are you all right? Should I call a doctor?
Fine. Don't you worry about me.
She starts coughing, red spots appearing on her cheeks. Empathy. You're still worried. It's very worrying.
What you want from me, policeman?
I have a few questions about these apartments. Ask away, policeman. Is one of the residents on vacation? Their mailbox is overflowing. People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone. Who lives in apartment number 10? No one lives there. It's been empty for months. But I talked to someone through the door. Impossible, the cleaning lady says, shaking her head. I would know if someone had moved in there. She pauses, eyeing the hallway. Maybe it's those counterculture people again, breaking into our house like it's a public space. You're policeman. Be good and take a look, will you? Sure, I'll see what I can find. Great. Young people, they're worse than rats, you know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans. Who lives behind the padlocked door? Oh, that one's a scientist, a future scholar. Suddenly the old lady's face is beaming. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I will always tell them to study. Astrology? Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall. Are you sure you don't mean astronomy? That's what I said. Astrology. The lieutenant shakes his head, as though to say, let it go. Esprit de corps. Come on, people. Try and keep up any standards here. It's not about stars, it's... forget it. That's all, thanks. Who are you? No, I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways. Do you live here? If you call it living, she spits on the floor before wiping it off with the broom. I've a little room upstairs, right next to the coal room. It's barely larger than a closet, but I don't complain, no. She juts out her chin, shining. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company, and that's all I need from this world. I'm looking for Martin Martinez. The cleaning lady smiles in a gap-toothed smile when she hears you mention the name. Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here, don't you worry. No, you don't understand. I'm looking for a real person named Martin Martinez. He told me he's Martin Martinez. Pea-brain, someone played a trick on you. Martin Martinez is a name for anyone from Martinez, like Jim Jamrock or Raoul Revicol. Rhetoric, medium, failure. Oops, you really didn't get the joke there. I thought it was obvious. He stops before he offends you. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name. How about a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, a smoker on the balcony? Know where he lives? Yes, I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right? She looks at the other end of the hallway. Perception, hearing, easy success. Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower. What's he in trouble for? No trouble. I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives? Talk? The cleaning lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath. He lives upstairs in room number 28. Go to the balcony, it's one of those doors there. She points east. He's usually home in the evening. Thanks, I'm off. A note reads, foreclosed by the Martinez Realty Associates. The sea below looks cold and winter grey. Someone has torn down the wall. An old grocery list on the table, and checks. Good, let's heal me up a little bit. Let's take a look out this balcony. I think he's on the other one. The map tab in your journal lists all the white checks. Oh, that's good.
The streets will flow red once more, a great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the
The
sailboat
streets
by the
will not
pier.
flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know?
Hello,
Date
Cindy.
of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
We just want to know your name, little lady. No need
And
to get
here
defensive.
I was, trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
Despite the sass, she puts the brush aside. Perception, smell, easy success. That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint, it's heavy fuel oil. You keep looking off to the side. What were you looking at? She nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier. Hatred? Disgust? It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring. She hisses, That ozone whore. Someone's got to keep an eye on her. Who is she? Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. He nods in her direction. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative, while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions. You know, do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet. Good idea, Peggies. run along now. Fuck her shit up. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like her watch to swim back to Ozon. What are you doing to the wall? Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aerograffiti visible from low orbit. She studies the wall, suddenly pensive. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. So you'll know what to write? Have you ever tried your hand at graffito? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff like "Pigs go home" and "Mona was here." We rarely see pigs around here, though. Just union cads. And my name's not Mona, so empathy, medium success. She wants it to be something true and total. Why are you so committed to defacing the building? This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash fire can help to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know? Summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation. I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it? I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval. Success. You've lessened her desire to deface the building. Do you know anything about the recent murder? She wrinkles her nose. I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts. Actually, there is a shortage of people who want to talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner. Well, we weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. Is that heavy fuel oil? He studies the contents of Cindy's bucket. Red-dyed heavy fuel oil intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise. What do you think I was going to using, Aquiles? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself, back in Jamrock. She really did it. She's proud of it, too. That's some clever cultural commentary. You ain't seen nothing yet, Piggy Boo. So you don't want to talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armour? What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Isn't armour art for the, body? Ugh, all right, sad Piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. She waves her hand in the general westward direction. Have a good time. And there's a little girl wearing the gloves there. No, that's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. She looks at you, a little sad suddenly. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it. Or a weakness for police officers, miss. He makes a note in his notebook. Thank you either way. Catch you later, Cindy. Watch your back, Ungulate. We've got eyes on you. Above, tarps flap in the wind. Forgotten hammers and nails rust. The lock is rusty. You can't get in. Low on health, put points into endurance. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate, the rats of the city. Someone's been sleeping here, recently. Enough coal to last several winters, smells of chemicals. Laborer genes. Bonus electrochemistry minus reaction speed. These flip-up... Okay, yep. These flip-up sunglasses were fashionable in the old, but have since lost their popularity. Their thin gold alloy wireframes are a reminder of the drug-addled bohemian artists. These days, the glasses are only favoured by organised crime accountants who desire to look cool. The thing there that I can't open yet. It's probably just me watching me. Hey, me. I hope that anyone watching this in the future has fun. I'm having fun. Need to pass time? Buy a book. Reading passes time quickly. Need to do something behind Lieutenant Kitsuragi's back? Sneak out after he's gone to sleep. Someday I will have a bit of spare cash to invest in a solid-state drive to improve the loading times of my games. Is this room 10? This apartment is supposed to be empty. Did you break in here? Excuse me? Of course not. I don't need a warrant if I suspect there's been a break-in. Oh, come on! There's a pause before you hear the door being unlocked. That was smart, the lieutenant says, nodding toward the unlocked door. Okay. Let's take off these glasses. I'm going to need all the authority I can get, I suspect. Ooh. You're in a smart suit. Real estate agent. Satisfied? My name is Mariel Carpenter. I'm an agent with the Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see? She jingles a set of keys in her hand. Interfacing, medium success. Boy, there are a lot of different keys there. More than 20 at least. Empathy, medium success. Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you. Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too? She fumbles through her purse, fishing out a light paper-clad passport. I inspect the passport. It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revocable Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside, along with all of her personal details. Nice haircut. Hand back the passport. Thank you. She slips the passport back into her purse. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour. What are you doing here? She sighs and looks around. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place. Reprehensible. Who lived here? It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You think they'd make rent? She stops, hesitating. Composure, medium, success. A sudden, serious look crosses her face. This story didn't have a happy ending. But that was months ago. Anyway, is there anything you wanted? Or is that it? I'm in a hurry. Who lived in the foreclosed apartment down the hallway? Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3! We closed the apartment and planned auctioning off of the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen, but Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighbouring door, and there's a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall, can you believe it? She spreads her hands. And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone, the money's gone, just like that. She snaps her fingers. Couldn't have been that much money. These apartments look pretty shabby. These apartments are perfectly fine. They have glorious architecture, a million-real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbours, life, spark, and they are affordable. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to be blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards. Inland Empire challenging success. It's as if they're real wizards, able to resurrect dead real estate and breathe life into bank accounts. My money has also disappeared, I think. Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it. So wait, what happened to the wall? Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or the resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both! She's still shaking her head, manicured hands now crossed over the chest. That's all, thank you. Of course, she replies with a smile, but her eyes remain glazed over. She's been waiting for you to leave. A bitter pack of medicine peeks out of the box. You should take it. Fuck yeah, medicine. Looks like a fine mattress. Don't be ridiculous. You can hear it swarming with bugs. Ooh. +1 to indirect modes of taxation. At least I'm wearing decent shoes. Savoir-faire. The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you don't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet? You're right, beautiful things do make people happy. Beautiful things give you a rush. It's power, crafting your style, draping your flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself to the world. Remember, when they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes, whether you like it or not. Wearing those shoes made you more liberal, ultra-liberal. Oh no. Picking up ultra-liberalism.
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people in apartment number 10. It was just a real estate agent setting up the room for new tenants. I see. She strokes her handkerchief and wipes her nose. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. Yes, radio computer wizards are coming. They're gonna save the place, and the economy. Oh, well, I do like wizards, she agrees wholeheartedly. And people like that in general. They have a lot to tell us about our fates. Thanks, I'm off. Keep running, running. Keep running, running. I need to remember to keep my posture good so that I'm in my nice little... The breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. The curtains shift just a little. Someone is watching from within. Just a door. Nothing for you here right now. Up here. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. Door, apartment number 28. The door is made of metal and appears to reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Reaction speed, number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives. Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door. No one answers. Looks like the young man we're looking for isn't home. I think our best chance is to catch him in the evening. He looks around, taking in the cold spring air. We should return tomorrow after we have finished our day's work. How about 2100? Sound good? What do you mean? The smoker on the balcony. That's why we're here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow, 2100? Esprit de corps. Suddenly he's a little worried about your memory. Sounds good. Tomorrow, 2100. Tomorrow, 2100. Right here. Apartment number 28. He writes it down in his little notebook. Good. Let's go. We leave. Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. Let's get out of this apartment block. Da-da-da. Voices from within, singing along with some buoyant dance track.
Yes?
I want to talk about you. Me? Yes, you. I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. We'll work together if we have some more rapport. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? Tell me a secret about yourself. The lieutenant narrows a single eyebrow. No, Oh, okay. Do you ever talk with yourself? You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain? I have no idea what you're talking about. So you're saying your brain just never chimes in with advice or warnings or anything? I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook. The lieutenant produces a small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. That's where his conversations with himself take place. Thank you, empathy. Electrochemistry. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special. You're wearing glasses. That's correct. Physical instrument. You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone. Glasses are cool, I guess. Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome. You don't look like other people around here. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul, as was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. He shakes his head. It's not an interesting topic. What is Seoul? It's part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting. You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about Seoul. You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either of my grandparents. I've never even been to Seoul. He seems almost proud of these things. I am a regular ravacholier. That's all now. You seem to be following me. Excuse me? Nothing, just an observation. You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide. What do you mean distinctive? I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 44th Precinct tend to move a bit erratically. How's that? They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers. Interfacing, medium, success. Yes, but containers contain things. Shiny things. They're interesting. You're kidding me. Why containers? I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. We should move on. You are right. We should be moving on. Down we go. A flat light in low light areas. Gotta stay hydrated.
Trying to sneak up on me again?
Big towel. What if I have the pry bar equipped? Ah. So there's a few things I could have opened up but needed a pry bar. Inside, the frame of a motorcycle in repair and the tools used to disassemble it. Capeside Apartments. And Rue Saint-Glissant to Northside Roundabout. Gosh darn, I'm not getting many health items. The belly of this bone shines like it was recently painted. Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Cassal. Hmm. Your room in Whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. Shadows on the water, green plants under the calm surface. Okay. Be wearing yeah, let's put on that signal blue naval jacket. Actually, I am meant to be a cop right now. A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets, a silk staff tied around her
Good
throat.
afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Joyce L. What does the L stand
Layton,
for?
my maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized raincoat. RCM, what's that? I'm a little foggy here.
I meant you. The Revachol Citizens Militia. The police.
Gave us away?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
What's implied here? You're a drunk? Shake her
I'm
hand.
glad to see you here.
Her grip is tight and cold. Interfacing. Like steel, there is strength here. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
It happens quicker than a shooting star, but the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do? What we do, I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole, is a giant undertaking. So what do they do? The Pines' core competency is logistics, container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. She points to the small dots on the horizon. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. Then to the east, toward the harbour, that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms. How much money does Wild Pines have? I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue. It's Encyclopedia, medium failure. A billion? What exactly is a billion? It's a number, officer. A big one. What's it made of? It's made of 1,000 millions. A million is made of 1,000 thousands. Wow. 20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to get paid. And then there are the capital improvements, interest payments. A wave hits the sloop, and she grasps the mainstay for balance. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. And then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility. Where does Wild Pines get all those billions? They started as an exploration and cargo fleet, conducting trade between the Cimarron and Insulidan Iolas 250 years ago, when Pines' ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lo Manthong on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavour. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it. What does such a huge system want with a place like this? You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, she gives you a little smile, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo? You don't keep it working. The dock workers do. The company's nothing without them. We built this district, she says calmly. All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Glacin and its bastions, the plaza's Matorian mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to investments from the WP. She points behind you to where the seawall rises. Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees. A company getaway, for a weekend or a summer holiday. Then came the revolution, but that's another matter. She takes a sip. I'm here to make sure that the Pines can fulfill their responsibility to the place they built. Suggestion, with your help, hopefully, says her warm tone. You're on a boat. Why, yes I am. She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. Not a lot of people on boats, are there? Of course there are, she looks around. Or an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? What do you mean, archipelago? I mean, we're on Le Calion, are we not? She raises her eyebrow. Calais? I thought we were in Revachol. We are. The city of Revachol is on the island of Le Calion. Still, I haven't seen anyone else sail a boat around here. I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Kanima motor carriage either. Actually, the lieutenant becomes defensive. That motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It's not a toy. Neither is this. The woman pats the cabin hardtop. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands. Authority, medium success. She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps. Do you have a license for this boat? Officer, I can assure you, I am a highly qualified pleasure craft operator. Perception, sight, easy success. The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the hull's boat as she smiles. Half-light, easy success. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license? Can I see your license? I just renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It's completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one but 2 Insulardic regattas, even finished once. I still need to see a license, ma'am. Actually, you don't. I'm pretty sure I do. I police. It's a little known fact among those who police that the Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM authority to demand anyone's operator license. More like the Anarchy Act, in my opinion. No need to politicize this. You may still ask for the lady's passport. You need to save face if you want to respect. Demand that passport. Yes, I'm going to need to see your passport. Of course, she searches the pockets of her raincoat, producing a bundle of documents in a sealed plastic bag. Look at her passport. The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying Republic of Vesper. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Sergeant. Look at the photo page. The woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol, smiles at you, face adorned with frowned lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads Rejoice Leighton Messier. Your name is Rejoice? Yes, but please don't call me that. Why? Joyce is much more efficient. She doesn't like it. Probably a bad memory. Mean girls at school or some ancient lover. You're from Vesper? My husband is. I have dual citizenship. The Vespertine is handier when travelling. Everything appears to be in order. She nods and returns the plastic bag to her coat. Does she have a name? The boat? No. It is called Claude Delete 19, because that's the type of sloop it is. Inland Empire, medium success. The word it feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name. Cool, but your boat really needs a name. Okay, how about Cordelette 19? Why? She taps the side of the boat. It makes a hollow sound, because it was manufactured by Revachol East by a company named Cordelite, and its hull is 19 places long. How about Sleek Fish? What? Because it's sleek and fish-like. A smirk passes her face. I think I'll stick with the factory name, but thank you. Okay, but what kind of boat is it? It's a pleasure craft, a 19-pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. These days I mainly use it for business. How do you like it? My sloop? I like it a lot. Her lips curl into a wry smile. It's the eel's hips, baby. I am enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating. I think I have a handle on the boat thing. Good. She takes a sip from her thermal cup. What can you tell me about this lynching? Well, quite a few things, I'm afraid. She falls silent for a moment, contemplating something. This information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers. Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. The lieutenant hands her a piece of blue plastic. I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. She points at you, and this is my colleague from Precinct 31. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice. Joyce Messier. How curious. She returns to the lieutenant's badge and turns to you. Why is that, detective? Empathy, medium success. Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events. Remember when my partner told you I'd recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it. I see. She looks increasingly worried. So, are you saying that you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing. Oh dear, she sighs with compassion, sadness even. I suppose this does explain some of the more curious turns in our conversation. As I said, ma'am. Blimey. I've been talking for so long that I'm starting to lose Kim Kitsuragi's voice. As I said, ma'am, the lieutenant interjects, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM. Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen a badge. Suggestion. Hang on, she's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement. What kind of arrangement would it be? I mean, a favor for favors, a dirty alliance for... Then I'll find it somehow. Let's talk about something else until I do. Of course. She grabs the mainstay and leads towards you. But before we do, officers, let me be perfectly clear. The situation is extremely volatile. The sooner we can speak about this lynching business, the better for all of us. What can you tell me about this strike? Everything, she smiles. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. What's your role in this precisely? I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer. And how are these talks going? They're not. And that's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected. Now, they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2.2-metre racist behemoth blocking the gates. Oh, you mean Measurehead? Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead. She leans back and rolls her eyes. So, is the strike connected to the lynching? Her eyes narrow. Yes, I believe there is a connection, but that's a subject for later. How were the talks going before the lynching? Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I hoped for when I first arrived. And when did you first arrive? I arrived 3 weeks ago. she thinks. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM. He looks at his notes. But the strike began in December. I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gormont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gormont, despite the concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations. This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike? Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are way more, I guess you could say, aggressive. What happened to this Gaumont? Mr. Clare told him to, how did he put it? She prepares to compose himself. Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is of short stature, you see. Okay then. Yes, keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union. Sounds like usual aggressive posturing. What are their demands? There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker a member of the board. I like it. Then you might also like their other slogan, Demand Democracy. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Personally, I don't think it has the same pizazzo as every worker a member of the board. What exactly do they mean by it, though? What's the demand? It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines Group makes a decision about what? About anything, really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in the Martinez terminal. Just so you understand that this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they would also be kings of the 72,000 employees of the Wild Pines Group. The king is dead. Long live the workers. Well, that may be. It's not up to me to decide who is king, but as negotiations go, it's not a swell start. What are you going to do? I'm not sure, really. Naturally, I assumed that it was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan, repeated over and over again. And now people are getting lynched, I hear, behind the whirling in rags, a disastrous situation, if ever there was one. Excuse me, the lieutenant looks up from his notes. From whom did you hear about this lynching? Her reply comes quick. I first heard it from the boyer at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was Call Me Manana? This checks out. The scabs at the gate, did you put them there? The scabs? She raises her brow. Oh, you mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead for work where the union refuses to. Don't let her answer it herself. No, I mean scabs. If these workers were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not yet, at least. Tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare. Everett Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. You can say one thing about him, is that he always puts the interest of the workers first. Really? Of course not. Everett is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has thick, vicious goo where you and I have blood. Hand-eye coordination. If you want to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier. You sound like you're about to take a rapier to him. Heavens no, we get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin. She stops and smiles. Is he that bad? He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar. Wait, there are 2 of him? Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everett does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other one takes over. That's how they circumvent the term limits, you see. With a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues. What about the union itself, outside the brothers Clare? The Debradeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution, 20 years ago anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did. I can respect that. She adjusts her hair. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The Brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... How do you say? She hesitates, looking for the right expression. A mob, the lieutenant says succinctly. The Debradeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them. Refreshingly honest, officer, she nods. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everett and his brother. She turns to you. And your opinion, detective? If I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see, she explains. What would you say the Debradeurs Union is? An effective advocate for the rights of local working men. Do you think so? Her voice is calm. There is only curiosity here. Let's see, we've got between Everett the Human Leech and Measurehead. This union sounds like a motley crew. I'm into it. Sounds like they're all Revachol. I'm all Revachol too. To hell with the rest. Sounds like they're all Revachol. I'm all Revachol too. To hell with the rest. Ha! She lets out a loud cackle. I suppose you are, officer. All Revachol. But enough about Everett. What else can I tell you about? One more thing. You said something happened in the elections. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, a previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared. Disappeared? Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work, ever. End of story. This forewoman, her name? This forewoman, her name? Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence. Holly. In private correspondence, Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given names, and I don't have access to the Union's file. Eerie. Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a Union matter. The point of the presentation is these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him. Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine. That's all I need here. Let's change the topic. Of course. She passes the thermal cup between her gloved hands. How else can I help? Do you know something about these tattoos? Show her the photo. That's the man who was killed. She almost takes the photo, but then stops. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching questions. So you know something about the tattoos? Better not to tie the forestay to the backstory on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with. You seem rich. Can I have some money? Is that what you want to say? That's not easy. Why not? Look at the lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes. What nice fabrics. Why, yes, tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in simplicity, a silk shirt matching scarf around her gentle throat. Perception, smell, a breeze changes and carries with it the faint scent of juniper and oranges. While the dull orange pearls hung from her earlobes, red from cold, her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. Yes, so? Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes, and a scythe of booths precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too... Oh... I'm a working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech out from some dough. Think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet. Oh God, Lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the Force. As I was saying... Her voice breaks the silence, and suddenly you're back again. Nearby, a seagull pecks at the garbage. If there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask. Can I have some money? Success! You seem rich. Can I have some money? Why, yes, I am rich. How much money do you need? Hopefully not too much. I couldn't bring all of it with me. She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more about your predicament than she's letting on? I need 70 real. It's a reasonable sum. Not too small, not fantastically large. She reaches into her raincoat and pulls out a zip bag. In it, you see paper notes arranged like black gills. Money gained, 70. She removes a few notes and hands them to you. The paper is cold and oily to the touch. Reaction speed, medium success. There must be about 200 real in that zip bag, maybe a little less, plus some change at the bottom. So, she returns the zip bag to her jacket. I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not technically be illegal under the Emergency Act, but still. I'm still getting my head around this whole money concept. You were just helping me out. You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be, as long as they're properly logged with the precinct. Which he most certainly will do. She bows and then raises a single eyebrow in your direction. Now, how else can I help the RCM today, besides supplementing its salaries? Thank you. That is all for now. Of course, Detective. Take care. Rhetoric. Hey. Who, me? Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. Again? Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet, but neither has love. Should we stop building love too? Can't argue with that. So, what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true? How come there's word on the street? You keep saying things like down with the bourgeois, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff. I've said some mildly left-wing things, but none of those. Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence. Don't deny it, you're about to rip off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder, or do you get right down to it? Wait, first, what's this communism even about? Failure. It's about failure. You don't do failure. Of course you do. You are failure. You are communism. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped, shat on, while everyone else is out partying, having a callous laugh. You will reverse the fortunes of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive, 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class, towering city blocks of bank men who have the ears of prime ministers, million-headed armies of nations, and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed, matter failed to bend to human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Roll up your sleeves and start building communism. Opt in. Oh yeah, get the firing squads and animal wagons ready. Wait, firing squads? You didn't say anything about those. Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs. Roll up your sleeves further and breathe in the pristine air. What's this here? Looks like there was more construction here once, decades ago. Let's take a look at this door. That's just me playing to an empty room. But I'm having fun, and that's really what matters of it. Oh, I've hit an autosave. Da-da-da. Let's head up to that balcony. And seeing about opening up that little box that's up in the coal burner box thing. Dun 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 dun. Police work is tough. Take breaks, talk to strangers, explore. Well, thank you for giving me permission to do that, game. Oh my gosh, I have 10 followers. This is great. I do like that it lists presumably locations. Do you have anything new to say?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the coal room yours? Oh, not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner. Perception. Sight. Medium success. She does have eyes that seem smeared with coal. You don't have a real home? Does anyone in a city like this? She replies wistfully, looking around. Really, you're a miner? Yes, I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens. It's not the nicest place, but I guess it will have to do. It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. She looks at the paint dripping down the wall. Like me, right now, I'm doing nothing at all. Catch you later, Cindy. Put more points in the skill. Take drugs. They are bad for your health, though. Drugs raise learning caps. I wonder if the drugs have a permanent effect. Like that amphetamine. Let's give Bastard Boy his money. And go get some cigarettes. Come on. Keep running, running. Who are you, little girl?
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Hello.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
Is it okay if I ask you
sir.
some questions?
I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What's your name? My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Palisance. She owns the store. She's inside, minding the register, or organising the stock. The girl gazes at the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide, as if recalling something. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. And you're standing outside here in the cold because... I'm signalling that the store is open, she nods eagerly. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, biographies of famous people. A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling, but she's cold. You're cold. Can I help you in some way? Kind of you to offer, sir. She doesn't know what else to say. What could you do to help her anyway? I could help by brutally dismantling the free market. Thank you, sir. I'm glad to help Mum out with the store. She doesn't seem to understand what she said. Shouldn't you be at school or something? I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Isn't school more important than this? Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you can get ahead in life. You succeed. Composure, medium, success. There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette. How's the business going? Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being, she looks over her shoulder, cursed. Inland Empire. Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders. Cursed? In what way? Cursed in a way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... Say nothing. Well, they run out of money and have to stop doing business. This sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this, narrow my eyes and look through the creaking boards on the window. We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here. The man makes a note in his notebook. Yes, she chirps. Please do also look into our wares. Look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir. What do you know about the other failed businesses? Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in back rooms or the cellar. She looks a bit disappointed. I don't really know what's there. How does this curse manifest itself? It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in freezing weather. But Kim, plasmic manifestations. No such thing. The lieutenant stands at your side, stern and serious. The little girl looks back and forth between you. Anything else you need to talk about, sir? Enough about the curse, for now. What is this crime business? Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch criminals. Wait, not crime fiction. I need to know what crime is. That's bad. Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began. Okay, got it. Crime murder gets the people going. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like a puzzle, too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him. Well, I'm a policeman myself, by the way. You don't look like much of a policeman. She examines you as if to find something policeman-like. Well, what does a cop look like, then? I don't mean to offend, sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. She points at a book cover, which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. Which one do we go for? I used to be exactly like that Mullen guy. Then I decided to live a little. What's that mean? You know, cut loose, raise hell, blow off some steam. And everything's better now, sir? No. Why's that? A man can never be truly happy with who he is. Oh, okay. She blinks at you, not knowing how to reply. I shouldn't have said that thing about Dick Mullen. You know, nobody actually looks like that guy in the picture. Just a stupid fantasy of a man. She looks at Dick Mullen, frowning. Empathy. Dark, arrogant, violent. Likely overcompensating for something. Probably got a violent streak because he's emotionally stunted. She examines the cover, trying to gauge the inner workings of a detective. Emotional ineptitude is no way to cop. He can't even compare to my sensitive soul. Of course not, sir, she smiles mischievously. He's just a fictional character. He'll be no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir? The cover of Dick Mullen seems to stare at you with harsh disapproval, like in the books. Okay, I'm going to deduce something somehow. Hey, why do you keep your hands folded? What do you mean, sir? She looks wary. She knows where this is going. You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help. She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. Empathy. A facade of true professionalism. He is more intrigued by the situation than his poise reveals. You heard me. Hands up. She brings out her reddened hands. Her nails are frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh. You bite your nails. And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded. She shoots you a suspicious glance. It's super simple stuff for a detective such as myself. Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could easily do a deduction like that. Her eyes flash with defiance. She is not impressed. Want more? I bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. I've got a few reasons in mind. She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic. You're uptight because your mother and the pressure she's putting on you. Dismay flickers in her eyes. Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know, it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. I hope this entertained you. It was okay, sir. She's still got a rebellious streak. There's more than can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same. You think so? Fine. Do better. Deduce something about me. You're quite sober, she snaps back quickly. The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He's intentionally not flinching. It takes effort. Oh, I love this game. And also sad and my head hurts. I'm sorry, sir. She looks you in the eye, sympathy gleaming in her face. I hope things get better soon. There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar somehow. It feels familiar because you know each other. She's been talking to you openly because you've talked before. Hang on. You know me. We've met before? Yes, I stand in this spot all the time. She sways back and forth on her feet. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, telling your people about being a star on something. I didn't really understand who those stars are. Did I ever talk to you? Of course. You stopped a few times. She looks at you intently. You certainly look better than last time I saw you. Thanks. I'm trying. Yeah, I can see. You don't have party eyes anymore. The lieutenant slowly, ever so slowly, realizes something. Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense. I'm not esprit de corps. I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks. Not at all. Party eyes? You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. She giggles at the thought. It certainly looks odd on a man. The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That's what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Electrochemistry. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy. Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics? No, I'm being bothered by the cats. It is getting close to their dinner time. Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing. So why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with? I didn't know I had to do that, she looks puzzled. Thanks. I've learned something about myself today. I'm glad I could help you, sir. She smiles a wide, helpful smile. What is romance? It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about a man and lady business, sir. Or about a poor man getting a rich lady. It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process, or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something. I see. Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People said what they had, people sad about what they've lost, but then it all turns out fine in the end. But what about when both of the men are bad? Those are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. No one wants to read a story like that. Or if it's written really well. Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady decides not to pick up either because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting. What about when everyone is poor? That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life. Sometimes you have to write about real life things. Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end. What about a book where the man and the lady business doesn't work out at all? I haven't read many of those. You should maybe ask Mum? Yeah, think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup? Well, I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. She pauses, trying to figure out the appropriate answer. No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and re-incrimination. One that's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom limb. No, I don't know. Doesn't ring a bell? All right, I'll ask your mum. Yes, she nods, relieved. She knows books, definitely. Volition, medium, success. You clearly have issues you need to address. Electrochemistry. Later, when you get the chance, you should address those issues by getting drunk. That'll show them. That's enough romance for me. I had other questions. Who are these famous people? Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. She scratches her cold-ridden cheek, then continues, I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame. Can I become famous by reading one of those books? I don't know about that, but I imagine life is really great when you're famous. These famous people sound like a bunch of dorks. Annette's expression remains ever so helpful, but she doesn't say anything. Yeah, you heard me. Only losers waste their time with that garbage. Isn't that kind of a childish thing for a grown-up to say? Maybe. She gives you a quizzical look, not understanding the reasoning behind your odd outbursts. Okay, bye. See you around, Annette. A book about pate. Let's head into this bookshop here. Actually, I should double back and pay the money I owe before it becomes nighttime. Now let's have a quick talk to her.
Welcome to Crime, Romance and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
Hello, Plaisance. The clerk extends a greeting.
Welcome. And please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
Inland Empire, challenging success. A golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head, trapped in amber. A curious pendant you're wearing.
Oh yes, helps to have an anchor in these times.
Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some money? I feel there won't be an opportune moment to ask
Sir,
later.
Don't be ridiculous. I certainly will not give you money. I would be doing you a grave psychic disfavour. One has to earn one's success, even if one is a police officer. Handouts are nothing but manipulation. All they do is make you dependent.
So are you the owner of this store?
The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
The girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed. Cursed? Who said that? Annette? She blinks. I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir. Your daughter is the one standing outside the store, right? Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, or was she at her post, doing her job like a proper girl? Yes, of course. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Yes. Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store. 10. She's certainly very polite and helpful. My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. She's immensely satisfied with the answer. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labour. She rolls her eyes. You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening. Depends. How much do you pay the kid? Good sir, what does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her, as a fund. She's securing her financial future out there. Oh, I guess I was mistaken. Indeed. Her voice is decisive and sharp as a knife. Are we done with the jokes now? Yes, we've had quite enough fun here, right? The lieutenant taps his foot. All this pressure has made her really anxious. She knows she's been chewing her nails. God, I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. Her voice is firm. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life. Medium success. A part of hers, clearly. I don't think she can do anything about it. She can, if she has enough willpower. That's what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. It doesn't give breaks. Come on, ma'am. Kim. Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You're placing an unnecessary burden on a young child. What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I don't usually know anything. She stands, stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. This is a person coming to terms with a new reality. One where they are wrong. It's not easy. All of a sudden, she exhales sharply. Her shoulders slump down. Oh no, she mutters. Hold on, I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There, she returns with a nod. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. She stops, but her mouth keeps moving. Empathy, medium success. It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette. You're like Annette to your husband, and your mother. Oh, she nudges her glasses nervously. Well, my mother was horrible, of course. Absolutely perverse energies around that person. But my husband, she shakes her head. The husband is completely different, of course. Is the husband Annette's father? Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here, she says gloomily. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne. Wait, Grand Couronne, what's that? It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighbourhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. Her smile is wide. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead, for sure. And your husband's also involved with the bookstore? He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner. Is she an only child? Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... She pauses for a second. No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy. Composure, a glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior. Why not? We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Her voice wavers a bit. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. She catches herself at an impoliteness. I'm sorry, I'm sure you do understand. She told me she doesn't go to school anymore. Placence nods. She's been too busy helping me here. She studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off. All right, I had something else in mind. The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally, she glances at her daughter's silhouette. What if I want to buy a book? Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? She fiddles with her pendant, then waves her bony fingers directly at you. See those shelves over there? Go, be drawn. All right, I'll take a look then. Farewell, book peddler. Closed curtains. You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Examine the strange cage-like trinket. You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron, assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. Aside from poking it suspiciously, there's nothing else to do with the fish head charm this time. The curtains remain shut before you. Shopkeeper, what's behind these curtains? Nothing. Why aren't you browsing the books? She fiddles at her pendant. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? You ought to. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they are. pull open the curtains. Just as you're about to pull out the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more, "Sir, don't touch that! I told you it's off limits for the customers!" Her hand has closed around the pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman. "Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous." Perception, hearing. She looks away, mumbling, "Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?" "Is this about the curse? That's why you're afraid?" "No, it's just a storeroom for employees. I told you. Now please step away from the curtains." "Ma'am, this is different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there." "Why? It's not like anyone is killed in there." She stops abruptly as a hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers." Savifair. The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain the slippery darkness. "But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold." "You do?" She grabs her pendant again, visibly shaken. "My God, even more reason not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir." "I don't care. You can't stop me. I'll open them." "No!" She raises her hand to try to stop you. "Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme." Success. There is something mysterious behind the curtains. Be careful. Ignore the curtains for now. Okay, what can you tell me about this?
Hello again, esteemed officer.
Why
and welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
Why are you so uptight about those curtains? I just want to know what's on the other side. I already told you. It's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books. If it's just a strange storage room, why do you have that strange trinket on the curtains? It's just for decoration. She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped smile, then something breaks. Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed, just like Annette said. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything? She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something into her pendant. Perception, hearing. Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind these curtains. How does this curse manifest itself? A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store. The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease eating at the very foundation. Her voice drops to the whisper. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. She peers at the curtains again. Inland Empire, median success. Didn't that curtain just move? And it mentioned that the previous tenants were experiencing some financial troubles. It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I've arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here. Empathy, medium success. Sounds familiar. Strange. I feel unwanted too. What does it mean? Truly so? Her eyes narrow as she tries to get a read on your energy. Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous. Have you sought help from anyone? Yes, I contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Seminese meditators. They provided me with wards. She nods at the strange, cage-like trinket on the curtains. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further into the building. Even now, I fear, it's not enough. Why didn't you tell me right away that it's the curse? It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, she shivers, is dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them. Is your pendant part of the wards as well? Oh, this? She holds a pendant in her palm. Its ochre heart glistens under the lights. No, it's special. It's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast about the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. She nods. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%. Would you like me to take the case? I could investigate. Investigate, see if the curse is real. Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in the mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be so they can return to their slumber. Inland Empire, medium success. Psychic arts sounds right down your alley. Got a few more questions about the curse. Okay, well, come on. Ah, critical failure. Ma'am, do you know how me and my partner are known to our colleagues back at the station? No, the storekeeper crossed her arms. The lieutenant looks at you, waiting to see where this is going. Drama, you've got this. Just go with it. This is elegant. No, it's really stupid. The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette. Okay, I'm gonna need to... farewell for now, book peddler. Ah, that's where it lists the real that I have. Mountain of board games. I am out of this bit. Alright, let's go and pay off my debt. And call that a day. Amazing, I've found so much mental health medicine and not much health medicine. Loading, loading, it is a loading song.
Can I help you?
Here's your trash container key. Found the victim's clothes. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. Could someone of your staff have put them in there? Sylvie had the keys before I got here. I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with a crime scene. Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you were sleepwalking or in a fugue state. He grimaces. I think fugue states are more your forte, officer. Who else has keys to the trash container? The trash collection services? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though. Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This would have to be one of those little threads that sews itself down the road. Thanks. Let's talk about something else. Yeah? So, about that money I go. Yes, have you got it? I have your money. Here's 70 real. Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. It's good you paid before 2100 or your door would have been locked electronically. He taps his foot against a metal box installed at the back of the bar counter. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night. He opens his wallet. I'll take a room here too. Of course. He takes the money and hands you a keyring. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? I've seen something here at the Whirling Garth. I need to talk about it. He rolls his Garth rolls his eyes. What thing? I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union. Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. He tosses his head in disdain. They come here in the evenings, dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders, and always pay on time. Authority, medium, success. He hates the Union, but begrudgingly recognizes its power over him. He's been directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate. It's a shame you've got to suck up to the Union to stay afloat. I don't. I'm simply providing a service, or really, facilitating the offering of services to paying customers, and he runs out of steam. It doesn't matter. I don't have to explain myself to you. Kitsuragi. The lieutenant gives you a meaningful nod. We should find out who this loud faction is, occupying... French. We should find out who this loud faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative. We need info. How do we find them? We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. He looks toward the booth. Men are hungry. Even men on strike. You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Ha! It's after 1600. The sign said reserved. It's after 1600. Sign said reserved after 1600. Why isn't there anyone in the mess hall? Good question. He turns to the cafeteria manager. They're probably getting drunk, or protesting somewhere, or laying low after the, lynching. Why's that? They probably fucking killed the guy or something, that's why. The lieutenant thinks. I have a feeling we'll make their acquaintance sooner or later. There's something else I want to ask about. What? Reaction speed, easy success. By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questioning to see if anything interesting in the whirling later. God, I saw another thing at the whirling. Another thing, great, I love those. There's something else I want to ask about. By the way, I'm going to sing karaoke here. Absolutely out of the question. Volition, you wait and see, cafeteria manager. Inland Empire, absolutely in question. First we find a sad banger, then we sing that piece of shit. Goodbye. Okay, that's me wrapping up to my audience of me. So anyone who is watching this in the future, thank you for sticking around to my with my ridiculous wavering many accents. Today I managed to clock 3.5 hours before I decided my voice was finally starting to give out from continual talking. You all fucking rock, and I love you to bits. Thank you very much, and have a beautiful, beautiful